Let's get started. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the TST meeting on January 14, 2025. Before starting, be aware that this meeting is recorded and will be published on public media channels. So I have two agenda items. First one is the regular BISTN status, and the second one is the release. Joaquin, yes, I can see you on the call. Can you give us status about your...
Yeah, sure. Can I share?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, then as for milestone 1-4, okay, no, this isn't the one. This is the one, yep. Similar to last week, for radices, we have the DT GPON pipeline nicely running. I'll comment on that a bit later, but more for the milestone of the pipelines. For the DT GPON, we have everything was working but the multicast. That you have an email from Christina. This is roughly the same place we were last time, where we see the flows, we see the traffic flowing for the from the BNG, we see the counters increasing in the OLT, but we don't receive the multicast traffic in the other end. So this is where we are now. Doesn't look like the OLT itself. It could be. I mean, could be the OLT, could be the ONU. That's the point we are trying to debug right now. For the Etron OLT, the GPON pipeline, same run nicely. And for the Cyxel, we have some instability there, but as I'll comment later, we have been hit by the release of the from changes from the new release. What we have seen is, as they have been updates to the master branches in the different repos, some of the tests have started to fail. And we are just right now trying to figure out what exactly is the piece that broke it. Okay, here around the first days of January, around the 8th, we didn't change anything, but suddenly what was almost working started to fail consistently. So right now we are hunting where the different versions have are defined, which one of those have changed in the meantime, to see which of the components it's breaking the test. We are okay. I won't anticipate anything. We are running different tests right now, trying to find which piece, which component, which component was the one that broke it. So until that, we are keeping the Cyxel there. The DT XDS spawn still failed from the Cyxel ONU. We are waiting here for the update of the firmware of the ONUs. So we'll see if that solves it.
Yeah, on the ONUs, I can provide you with the SERCOM ones. I'm just trying to find a better way to share rather than the Google Drive. So I will share those, but Atron and Alpha ONUs, sure if I'll be able to help there. But anyway, I'll check with Mike and see if we have a latest for them.
Okay, for Cyxel, we will ask them. We have the contact. We just didn't do it. Even if here I was planning on doing that, but we were drawn to the errors in the updates. What I will share with you as well is we have updated the guide that describes all the infrastructure with the somewhere down here with the steps for the upgrade of the OLTs and where everything is stored. what we have done is store everything provided by the vendors and all the required binaries and documents and so on in one of the nodes in the lab. Okay, at some point we needed to do, let me explain somewhere here, as we needed to have for the Atran use case a VM with a registry that look also like the place to store all the binaries and all the things supplied by the vendors. We know that there was, there was some intellectual property there that needed to be carefully managed, so we have opted for that, for storing everything there in the lab. So I will share the PDF for you right after the meeting. And for this milestone, that's it. I mean, this is the acceptance criteria. We have all these upgrades and working for the ONUs. Upgrade process is documented for the OLTs. Once we receive the information from the ONUs, we will update it in the same line. And this is what we are testing until we are comfortable with the status of the pipelines to call it done. About the pipelines, as I mentioned, I mean, what we have found is it's at the same time window of these updates to master to different repos, we started seeing those failures. We are trying to see what's exactly what breaks. One thing that we found out there is that, for example, the Helm charts, we were just looking at which version, what release were. But for example, for the one issue that we see for the Helm charts is that the process that generates them is sort of regenerating and re-uploading everything. So even if you think you are deploying the same version, see here we are asking for 2.12, 2.11, the dates change. So we don't actually have the certainty that we are actually deploying the same version. So this is not something that it's actually related to the scope of the changes in the lab, but I don't know if we should open a Jira ticket for that, because it's, I don't think this is how you will want it to be. Sorry, going back here, but that's sort of the state of the pipelines. I mean, we are trying to figure that and come back to this state where we were earlier in end of December, beginning of January. The errors that were left were mostly related to bandwidth and specific things, but right now we are in status where the pipelines are quite broken. And that's it. I mean, we found out the clues yesterday and today. Hopefully, we'll have that component isolated today or tomorrow, so we can fix in the pipelines the earlier version. I think that it's the earlier release is what we were testing with up until now, and up until the changes in master have started. So we'll try to make the pipelines run for that version, so we can concentrate on fixing the pipelines and later move on to the what happens with the new code with the fixed pipelines.
Okay, thank you, Joachim. Any questions for Joachim? Okay, then let me share my screen again. Okay, the next item is about the release. We had two items, two tasks about the BVSIM release and VOLTHA release job failures. But I saw that they are fixed, Eric.
Yeah,
Any
just close
comments
those
on
up.
them?
If you refresh, they'll both show resolve now. 。 . 。  . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
I'm okay. Okay, thank you. And about the patches, Abhilash, sorry, about the pipelines. When I check the pipelines, I see more failures than the previous week.
Yeah, there is one issue which actually we are fixing, and those test cases pass, and later some other test cases fail. So which are different, and we are looking into them. And hopefully by tomorrow we should be able to fix a few. So yeah, there was a bit of a vacation period here in India, so last couple of days we were not able to work. So tomorrow hopefully we should be able to fix. Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow then we will be waiting from you. So
Yeah.
to start the release tagging.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll leave a message to Eric once we're done with the fixes. And some here are ONOS related, which are like not consistent. So that we may not be able to fix, but the rest of them VOLTHA related, we should be able to fix.
Okay, okay, thank you. And
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah, on the VGC ones, Eric has fixed the push permissions. That is resolved now. And there are a couple of more fixes which will come in on VGC test suits, and also one fix in the VOLTHA on these test suit pipeline pages.
Okay.
And then we should be.
The VGC one, is it in this list? I can't see it on the list. Perhaps it's better to.
Yeah, the periodic VOLTHA combined. That's the one.
And this, okay, this one.
Yeah, I think so. We'll have to name it VGC sort of. So yeah, we are working on this. We had a few issues with the images and the Helm chart. So once that's done, we should be good.
Okay then. And I also saw some edits coming. Are these all these edits about the problems in the pipelines? Because there's a VOLTHA lead go edit also, which affects all other components.
Yes. So this VOLTHA libgo, there was one problem in the OpenVLT adapter that took on a scale. It was there was huge amount of memory leak, and a reconcile would take up to 20 minutes on a scale setup. So that we are fixing. That's the libgo change for that. There will be one more libgo and the corresponding OpenVLT adapter change. Once that is done, I'll update all the other VOLTHA components with the lib, with the new lib. Then we should be good there.
Okay. So there's a task.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
There's a task previously I opened, and it's assigned to me about the, updating the versions of the VOLTHA components. So these are the versions that I previously upgraded to. So now, after you did all of the changes you need to do, so these components needs to be updated. If you update this task also with the new versions, that would be helpful to use in the release notes.
Sure. Can you leave this ticket in the
Yeah, of
meeting
course.
notes?
Sure, I'll do that. So anything else you have? Actually, I don't have anything else on the agenda. So basically, we're waiting from you about the pipelines. And after you did all the corrections about the pipelines, then we will go update the versions and inform Eric to start tagging.
Yeah, sure. Tomorrow, end of day, I'll I'll update this ticket and also I'll just leave a note to Eric so that we can start tagging.
Okay, then that has been a very short one. Anyone bring anything?
I have one more item to add. So we are looking, now that we're at the other side of the holidays, looking at 2025. There are a number of events coming up that it would potentially be helpful to submit for their CFPs on some technical talks. So I wanted to touch bases. I know Dan Brown, who's on the marketing team for us, had put together some kind of generic proposals that could be submitted as opportunities come up, and they just need a quick review from folks to make sure that they align with what you would actually potentially want to give talks on. And then just taking a look at the calendar that we've put together to see if there are events that we want to target and make sure that we're not missing deadlines, because some of those are, a lot of the spring events, those CFP submission deadlines are coming up fast. So we can either do this live now if people have time, or I can send out the links and you can review as you have time, whatever would work best.
However you want to do it. I mean, I'm okay with both of them.
Okay, cool. So
We have still time.
yeah, let's if you don't mind, here, if you let me share, I can share the calendar. There we go. So this is what we've put together so far. So as you can see, there's a bunch coming up in March. We're trying to put together a board face-to-face. But there's also, the FTTH conference is coming up in Amsterdam. There's the One Summit is coming up at the end of March. We have an OCP EMEA Summit coming up. So like what we need is Mahir and Abalash in particular, but any other TST members, if you're interested in giving talks or of any events coming up that we think we should submit to the CFP, or if you're just curious as to what their program is, if it aligns with things like I know BBF has a bunch of these technical summits throughout the year. If there's a particular one that we should be submitting talks for, let's make sure we add that to the calendar and don't miss any deadlines. And does anybody have any events they can think of off the top of their head that aren't in here that we should be including?
I don't have anything because it seems that it's cover almost everything.
Okay.
Good list, yeah.
Okay. Well, please, if you see of anything coming up, please shoot me or Dan an email so we get it on the calendar. Let me see if I can find.
So you will share this link with us with this calendar?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll email it out to the TST along with the links to the drafted proposals. Let me see if I can find those real quick. I'm gonna have to get those from Dan. Okay, here they are. I found them. One second. Okay, so he drafted this thing, so some of them are a little bit higher level that would be better for like keynotes or panels. But then there's a couple more that are a little bit more focused. And if you think that you have templates of things that are more technically focused, like VOLTHA specific, it would be great to add these in so that he can do the work of just submitting on your behalf and you guys don't have to manage all the multiple submissions, because hopefully we'd like to get into a number of events this year and just continue to promote broadband's recognition and name within the broader industry. So I can all send this link out as well too, so you can take a look at these abstracts and let us know if there's any feedback on them, as well as the events calendar.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Doesn't sound like anybody saw anything that they are vehemently opposed to or don't think we should be doing. So, but if you do have any feedback, feel free to shoot me an email.
Sure. Mhm.
Okay, that's all I had. I just wanted to bring that up because we are approaching some of those deadlines pretty quickly.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. Michelle, by the way, about this plugin Eric found for the Jira and Gerrit interworking. So do we need to take it to the board?
Sorry, muted. I had asked the question if that falls under collaboration expenses, and Eric, that might need to be answered by Andy or maybe even Steve. If it does fall within that, then it is probably already covered by that monthly charge that we pay for collaboration tooling. If it's not, then we need to get an estimate and possibly take it to the board. But it's not a huge expense, so I don't foresee it being a big issue.
Okay, I'll check in with them on that.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything from anyone before closing?
Mahir, we have talked with you about this documentation, VOLTHA
Oh,
docs. Yeah, it's not showing the latest version. So probably there's a bug and we need to fix it. And probably we need to open a ticket for Eric, I guess, right?
yes, if you can open a ticket and assign to Eric, then he can check.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
So
you.
then I'll give back about half an hour back to you. Thank you very much and see you all next week.